Here are some comments on how to improve your portfolio task 2 for GL6. This doesn't apply to everybody, but I've taken some of the common mistakes from a number of different sources in the class, different writers, different students. Okay, big one is use your own words. Don't use other people's words. If you do use the words from other people, if you take the direct words from other people, you must place those words inside quotation marks. There you see the quotation mark starting and ending. Don't use capital letters for ND. Of course, ND, if you remember, means no date. So if you cannot find the date of when the source was published, then you should use N.D. References with a plural. Don't say reference if you've got a list of references. Say references, not reference. And for your bibliographic references, leave a space between each one so we can see the difference between the names, that each source is separate. It's hard to see them otherwise. If you're writing in text, in your project, in your writing, in your essay, in your review, whatever, if it's in text, you just write the surname and the year. You don't put the month for the in-text reference. You should include the month if it's a newspaper article, but that's in your bibliographic reference at the end of your writing. That's not in text, that's at the end. That's when you finished writing and you have your list of sources. Check you're using surnames and not first names in your bibliographic reference. So, for example, in our writing, it's Roos D. It's not Dave R. Dave is a first name. Check your spelling, it's Roos. You only have to copy the name correctly. It's not Ross or Rose. Just check it, make sure you're spelling it correctly. If you know the name of the author, if you're using APA referencing system, you should use the name of the author. And in this case, we do know, for example, the author's surname is Comfort. Therefore, you will not write the name of the article because we know the name of the author. The surname is Comfort. Think about your academic language. Academic linkers. Don't say and if you can say a more academic alternative. For example, alternative, additionally, or furthermore, moreover, in addition. That sounds a lot more academic than just saying and as a linking word. Another thing about academic style, avoid too many personal pronouns. For example, he says. Avoid things like given in an article by. You don't need to say that. Avoid that phrase if you can. It's not necessary. Just give the name of the author. Use the 5 sources. There are 3 given in class and 2 on Moodle. Use paragraphs. Put similar ideas together. So if you find writers are in favour of tourism, put them together, discuss them together. If you find that the ideas are against tourism, put those ideas together. Don't offer advice. This is not an essay. In this particular assessment, it's about reviewing the literature. It's about reviewing what people think. It's not about what you think. That might come later, but for this assessment, that's not really part of the task. Include all the in-text references. If, for example, you read a source which quotes another source, or perhaps it cites another source, then you need to use the system of X in Y. So it will be, for example, Smith 1999 in Jones 2010. And in this case, you've read Jones. Jones talks about Smith, but you have not read Smith. Therefore, you will say Smith 1999 in Jones 2010, whatever date Jones was. Compare and contrast sources. Don't just describe what they say. Try to say where they are similar, where they are different. And that's all. And if you do that, you'll probably be able to improve your task 2.